Hello everyone, welcome to today's tutorial. So today we will be discussing on conditions in C++. So basically there are three conditions. One is if, another is else, and the last one is else if. So let's start with if condition. Okay, let me write the syntax here, the syntax of if condition, then I am going to explain it. Okay, so this is basically the syntax of if condition. Okay, here you have to write the condition, here you have to write the condition, and here you have to write the block of code which is to be executed if the condition is true. That means what condition you are giving here, if that condition is true, then the code inside this block will be executed. Okay, so this is the basic fundamental of if condition. Okay, so suppose I am giving here if 20 is greater than 18. We have seen how we use greater than and less than operator. These are comparison operators. So here I gave a condition which is if 20 is greater than 18. If 20 is greater than 18, then only this block of code will be executed, or it won't be executed. So if 20 is greater than 18, suppose I have to print out cout 20 is greater than 18. Okay, so I have written this. So what I have did is if 20 is greater than 18, then execute this code cout 20 is greater than 18. This code or this line of code will be executed if only your if 20 is greater than 18. Okay, so let us see the output of this function. I'm running the function here. Okay, you can see 20 is greater than 18. That means this condition from here it has returned true. Yes, 20 is greater than 18. Then the program has executed this. Okay, so suppose let me change the condition, like 20 is less than 18. I have changed the condition that if 20 is less than 18, then only execute this code. So will this code run? No, it won't run, right? So I am running, you can see the code has been executed, but we didn't get any result from here because it has, in this condition parameter, it has been returning false. You can see if I take my cursor here, you can see bool false. That means the statement is returning false value from this condition. Okay, and if I give greater than sign here, you can see the bool value is equal to true. That means yes, this condition is true, and if this condition is true, then it will further execute to this code or whatever you write inside this code. So this is the basic concept of if statement. Okay, now our next topic is else statement. Okay, so this is one condition. Okay, so here I have written that if 20 is greater than 18, then cout 20 is greater than 18. What if not? What if it is not greater than 18? Okay, suppose I am changing this value from 18 to 45. Now this statement is false, right? Bool value is equal to false. That means 20 is not greater than 45. So this code will be not executed. So if this code doesn't execute, we can keep another condition here, which is else condition. Okay, so this is our syntax for our else condition. That means if this condition is not true, then the code will execute this part. Okay, suppose I am writing here if 20 is greater than 45, then you are printing C out 20 is greater than 45 here. And if it is not greater than 45, then we will print out C out 20 is less than 45. Okay. So this is our basic concept. So let us recap that again. So what I have done here, I have added a condition. If 20 is greater than 45, then print this statement. And if it is not greater than 45, then you have to print this statement. Okay. Now let's run the program and see what it gives us. You can see here 20 is less than 45. That means how did this work? At first here the program has checked which value has been returning from this parameter. If the value has been returned false, so this code won't be executed. This block of code won't be executed if the value returning from this parameter is false. Then it will further execute from this else statement and print the function or whatever program you have written inside this block of code in the else statement. Okay. So this is the basic understanding of if and else condition. Okay. So there can be another situation where you have to give multiple conditions. Here is just one condition, right? If 20 is greater than 45, then print this one. If it is not greater than 45, else you are printing this one. But you can have multiple condition for this. Okay. So how can you handle that? So for handling that, we have another condition which is else if. Okay. So how do we use this else if condition? This else if condition are used like else only, but here we will type else if. Here we will type our condition. That means you can add another condition here. And what will be the condition? Like suppose I want to write if 20 is greater than 18. If 20 is greater than 18, then you have to print out C out 20 is greater than 18. So we have added another condition here, right? And suppose I want to add another condition again. And how you can add as many as condition you want. Like if you want to type if 20 is greater than 15, then print out what? C out 20 is greater than 15. Else, and at last I am using else condition, else 20, sorry, C out 20 is less than 45. Okay. So what is this? What I have did is, if I have added a condition here, if 20 is greater than 45, then print 20 is greater than 45. Again I am checking if 20 is greater than 18. Here we have added another condition. If 20 is greater than 18, then print it is greater than 18. Again, if it is greater than 15, then print 20 is greater than 15. Else you can print 20 is less than 45. So this is our basic statement. So let us run and see what is the output here. Okay, you can see 20 is greater than 18. Now you can tell that 20 is greater than 15. This statement is also true, right? But why did not it execute this statement? Because the program, it executes line by line, and when it gets a true value, like here from this condition we are getting false, right? But from this statement we are getting bool value is equal to true. So when it gets true, it will execute this specific code and it will return out of this condition. It will not execute any further. Okay, so this is the basic understanding of if and else condition. So what we have learned, let me summarize this thing. If condition is used for giving one condition, and we have to give a parameter here, or we have to give a condition here. If the condition is true, then it will execute the code which is written inside the specific block, and we can add another condition which is else condition, that if the code which is inside the if condition is false, then we will execute the code inside our else function. Okay, if the code inside our if condition is true, then it won't execute the code inside the else condition. Okay, and when we use the else if function, when do you use the else if function? We use the else if function to give multiple condition here. Like we want to add 2 or 3 condition we want to give in a program. So for that thing we use the else if condition. So now we will be seeing a simple problem, and we will try to solve it with our if or else if condition. So now we know the fundamental of the if else condition. Okay, so we have got a problem to solve here. So let us see what is the problem. Write a C++ program that takes the marks of a student as input and determines the corresponding grade based on the following criteria using if else condition. That means you have to write a program where the program will take mark as input from the user, and it should find the corresponding grade of the mark. Okay, and like if the user gets marks 90 or greater than that, you have to the grade will be A. If it gets 80 to 89, then you have to print the grade B. If it goes from 70 to 79, then you have to print C, and so on. Okay, so we have to meet this criteria here, and we should do it using the if else condition which we have learned today. Okay, so let's start our program. So at first we will show the user to give, or we will ask the user to give the mark. Okay, so I'm writing enter your marks. Okay, and we will take in C in marks. Okay, so it is showing a red mark here. Can you say why it is showing red marks here? Because we didn't declare the mark. So let us declare the mark here, integer marks. Okay, so for declaring, you have to think that the user will give input marks, right? And what is the data type of mark? It should be an integer, obviously, right? So I have declared integer marks, and the user what the user will give, we will store inside our marks variable. Okay, now let us start our condition. So what was our first condition? Our first condition was 90 and above, it should assign A, right? Okay, so what will be the condition of this? So I am writing the syntax here. If, so if marks is greater than or equal to 90, right? So this should be our condition. If marks is greater than or equal to 90. Why I use greater than or equal to? Suppose if a student gives the input 90, that he got 90 or greater than that, then he will get A grade. That means this A grade, if he get 90 only, then also he will get A grade, and if he get over 90 or above 90, then also he will get A grade. Okay, so if the marks is greater than or equal to 90, then we should print out, see out grade A. Okay, and we are using here a end line here because we don't want to see everything in one line. Okay, so then this sort of code will be executed. If marks is greater than 90, then see out grade A. That means if the user gets 90, we are printing grade A. Okay, else if, what was our next condition? Our next condition was 80 to 89. Then we will print B, right? So we can tell here that marks is greater than or equal to 80, right? Because if the mark is greater than or equal to 90, it will execute this code. That means the less than 90 or greater than or equal to 80 will be executed here. Okay, so if marks is greater than or equal to 80, then we are printing cout grade B. Okay, and line. What was our next condition? Our next condition was 70 to 79 should get C. Again, we have another condition, so we are using else if condition. Okay, marks is greater than or equal to 70. We'll type cout and he will get grade C. Okay, and line. Okay, then what was our next condition? 60 to 69 should get D. This is another condition, so we are again using else if. I have told you, if you want to use multiple conditions, you should use else if. Okay, so marks is greater than or equal to what? 60 to 69, right? 60 to 69, that means it should be greater than or equal to 60. Then it will fall inside 60 to 69 parameter. So this one is grade D, and after that we have the parameter 50 to 59. Again we are using this condition, else if. Else if, that means what? We have to, it should be greater than or equal to 50, right? So marks should be greater than or equal to 50. Then cout, or we have to print out grade E. Okay, and our last condition, if below 50, that if he get less than 50, then you have to print out what? F grade, right? So I am using else condition here at last, that if he gets less than 50, it can be either for 23 or for or 43 or less than 50. Okay, it can be any number. So for that, if this is if we are using else condition here, because if any of the statement is not true or false, then this else condition will be executed. That means you have written from 90 to 50 here, right? That means 50 to greater than or above 90, that will be compared here. So less than 50, it will be compared in this block. Okay, so if he gets less than 50, then cout grade if. Okay, and line. Okay, so this was our basic function. Now let us run the code here. Okay, so you can see the user the program is asking to give the mark. Okay, so suppose I have got 95. Okay, you can see the grade we have assigned is, and we have got A grade here. Okay, so it has executed this line of code. The condition matched this line, so it has executed this specific block. Okay, so let us again run the program and see. Suppose I have got 65. You can see I have got grade D here. Okay, so grade D means which code? Grade D here, because we have written the condition if marks is greater than or equal to 60. So 65 has been in this condition, or inside this condition it has been true. So this specific block of code has been executed. Okay, so the last one, let us try that. Suppose I have got I have did very bad, so I have got like 35. Okay, grade F. That means I have got 35 which is less than 50 or below 50, and either not any of this statement has been true, only this one has been true. So this specific block of code has been executed. Okay, so in today's video we have learned if and else condition and else if condition, and we have tried to solve a problem using the else if condition. Okay, and that's all for this video. I will be talking about more C++ fundamentals in my future lecture videos. Thank you for watching.